Hey guys. So before I leave the hotel, I wanted to just sit down and chat with you for just a minute. This will be our weekly deposit for this week. Recently, I had to travel, and for the first time in a long time, I made a decision. I was only going to take one carry on. Now, you guys will see me pack a quote unquote laptop bag, but that bag actually just has in it a lot of paperwork and work related stuff like my laptop, cords, all that stuff, right? All the things for administrative stuff. I think, and my grandson's Goofy that I bought him in the airport. But I also, I wanted to only take one carry on because I didn't want to have a whole bunch of stuff to handle. So I learned from my trip in Dallas before. So there were going to be no extra bags, no overpacking, and just the essentials. And at first, it felt so restrictive. What if these shoes start feeling uncomfortable when I put them on and walk around the room for a little bit? They're all the thing. What if I want to rock my wig and not go with the pixie cut? I need to. So there's tons of questions, right? So, we start asking ourselves questions like, what if I need this? What if I want that outfit? What if something comes up? But you know what? As I was packing, I realized something deeper. Packing everything I needed into one small bag started teaching me something about life. See, when you only have limited space, you become extremely intentional. You start asking yourself, do I actually need this? Not do I like it? Not what if I might have to use it? But do I really need it? And I realized something. In life, many of us carry things the same way we pack our bags. We carry unnecessary stress. We carry old expectations. We carry people's opinions. We carry habits that don't serve us anymore. And just like a suitcase, all of that weight slows you down. But when space is limited, you learn something powerful. Clarity comes from constraints. When you can't carry everything, you discover what truly matters. I also realized something else while traveling. The outfits I thought I needed, I didn't. Y'all, I think there are like three outfits in that suitcase that I didn't even wear. The extra items I thought were important, they stayed untouched. And it reminded me that sometimes we overcomplicate our lives. We think success requires more stuff, more validation, more noise. But sometimes becoming the next version of yourself actually requires less distraction, less clutter, less attachment to things that don't move your life forward. Minimalism isn't about deprivation, it's about clarity. When you pack one carry on, every item has a purpose, every piece has to work. You pick things that are versatile, things that match multiple situations, things that actually serve your trip. And that made me reflect on something. What if we approached our lives the same way? What if we only kept habits that actually supported our future? What if we only carried relationships that added value and peace? What if we become more intentional about what we allow into our mental and emotional space? Because just like a bag, your life has limited capacity. One of the best parts about traveling with one carry on was how light everything felt. No waiting at baggage claim, no dragging multiple bags around, no stress about losing things. Y'all, except for my grandson's Goofy that I thought I lost, but I had shoved it into the laptop bag, to the backpack. Thank goodness. And I realized something powerful. Lightness is freedom. Sometimes the peace we're searching for isn't found in adding more to our lives. It's found in removing what was never meant to stay. Now, if you watch through this entire video, I added a kind of moment of reflection at the end. And I think it all came together, what I learned and what God placed on me. And this experience also reminded me of something spiritually. Sometimes God asks us to travel light, not because we're losing something important, but because we're being prepared for something greater. When we hold on to everything, there's no room for new direction. But when we release what's unnecessary, we create space for purpose. Sometimes the next season of your life requires a lighter load. So, my question for you is this: if your life was a carry on bag, what would you remove? What would you keep? And what are you holding on to that's making your journey heavier than it needs to be? If this message resonated with you, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you to the 11K plus that are already subscribed. I've shifted the content a little bit, but I hope it pours into you. I hope it caresses your heart. I hope it ignites your spirit. And I hope it motivates you to go after whatever that thing is and to release any heavy burdens. Please make sure you watch out for my daily deposits in the stories. And then I'm coming every Sunday with a weekly deposit that has you to ask the questions, because then that's where we're going to see intentional growth, alignment, and a preparing for the life you're building. I love you to life, guys. And remember, co-founders, it's not about proving the haters wrong, boo. But it's all about you proving yourself right. In the comments, tell me, what is one thing you're ready to let go of? All right, guys, so I am getting ready to leave my hotel, down to breakfast, and then I'll head to the airport. My flight doesn't leave until 11, but I just want to go ahead and get there. This has been a great trip. I miss my family very much, and I'm ready to get back home to my family. As you are growing and as you are committing to doing the work on yourself, it's really important to give yourself grace, but also it's important for you to just stay focused. You have to be able to identify what distractors are around you so that you can start to focus more on who you are and what you want to achieve. And as you start to really focus on yourself a little bit more, not selfishly, but just for personal development, then you'll start to recognize where those distractions are, no matter what they are. We started this year, I'm pretty sure, not maybe just glad to be in 2026, okay? And now that we're here, how do we optimize the days, the weeks, the months, the year? How do we do that? I think it's one foot in front of the other. I think it's one task that's executed that leads to the next task. I think it's a blind faith that to many may not make sense, and that's okay. I think it's confidence in yourself. I think it's competing just with yourself. The competition just is within yourself, trying to show up better, more efficiently, more confidently. And so, I don't know what's going to come And tomorrow, I don't know what's going to come in the next hour. I just want to send you guys love and comfort. Ask you to go into your prayer closet when things seem a little bit rough. Pastor Mitchell recited Psalm 91, and man, that psalm is amazing. So, it will definitely give you the fighting tools that you need to make it through whatever you're praying through. Psalm 91 is almost like it just puts the armor of God over you and protects you. So I'm grateful for this day. When the plane lands, I get to see my original, okay, he's not my original bestie. My daughters are my original besties, but like he is the bestie. I get to see my grandson when the plane lands and my daughter. And I'm just really proud of my family. I'm proud of the peace that we have, and that we are learning not to react, but to pray through. And that's, you got a family that does that, you are blessed and overflow. So I'm grateful. I'm glad to be back, glad to get back home, glad to get with my family, glad to see my grandson, y'all. And until the next video, God bless. This is your weekly deposit. Yes, I took last Sunday off because I was traveling, but we are back in action. So, all right, guys, God bless you. And remember, it's not about you proving the haters wrong, boo. But it's all about you proving yourself right.